everyone! Today I thought I'd have a quick look at the Mont Marte watercolour half pan set that I got recently, and you can check out the art haul video in the link up above. This comes with 36 half pans, a couple of water brushes, a sponge and a ceramic dish. So I've already opened the box, I just thought I'd show you that. So here's the plastic box it comes in. It's actually really lovely. I like this one a lot. It's nice and smooth, streamlined, and it's quite solid. So for a plastic box, this is one of the better ones I've seen. And inside it has 3 mixing wells on the inside of the lid, and it also has another flip out section with another 6 mixing wells, so that's pretty decent. I think I'll probably have to scrub up the plastic a little bit to make the water not bead, but I mean that's plastic in general. Now I said it does come with 2 brushes. I've managed to put one somewhere else and I cannot find it anywhere I've looked, but it seems to have disappeared into the depths of my studio. But they're quite sweet. It's just a standard little water brush. I don't really use them that much. I find them not as good as using a regular paintbrush with a pot of water, so I'll leave it there, but I probably won't use it that much. A little sponge and a little ceramic dish, which I'm not entirely sure what I would use it for. Maybe for gouache, or at a pinch if you didn't have any other water containers you could put a tiny amount of water in there, but really it's not going to, you know, hold a lot of water and it will get dirty pretty quickly. And here are the colours, which are all completely different from what they originally were. I've arranged them in an order that makes a lot more sense to myself. These 2, they actually come as a full pan, and when I was looking closer at them, they are in little compartments, so there's nowhere for these 2 full pans to go anywhere else, so I've just left them where they are, and then I switched the paints around to match these colours. So I put all the yellows going into the reds, the purples, the blues, the greens, and then we've got blacks, greys and browns down here, and the white I put there because it separates that blue from the green. I had an issue with these though. They come out really easily, look at that. Both the half pan and the paint itself are not stuck down, and I accidentally flipped the box a bit and about half of them fell out and they were all over the place. And as you can see here, they have no names, no identification as to what the colours are. When they're dark, it's impossible to tell what they are, so I had a great time trying to work out which colours were which. But thankfully, before I had that little mishap, I actually painted out this little swatch chart of the colours in their original positions. As you can see, some of them really don't make sense. Like that one is a lot browner than the pinks around it. This blue is away from these blues, this purple's away from those, and that was really bugging me, so I just had to flip everything around, and everything falling out was kind of a way to do it. And this is the new layout, which I've customised for my own personal preferences. So it makes a little bit more sense. It tends to be more in rainbow colours, with the warmer colours down here and the cooler colours up here. You can see a little bit of a preview of the swatches. They're quite transparent, but some of them do look a little bit like they've got chalkiness in them, especially this one. And to me, they behave exactly as I would expect a student set of watercolours to behave. They're nowhere near as vibrant when you first pick them up off the palette. In fact, some of them, it took quite a while to wet them and let it sit before the pigment would come up. That's maybe because the set is new, and sometimes, I don't know if they have a little coating when they're brand new, and sometimes you need to take that off. So you can see I've used this palette just a little bit to do a couple of swatches. I had to have a second piece of paper to match up the colours from these ones because all of this lot just disappeared and they were all over the place and on the floor, and I had great fun with that. I thought today, rather than swatching them out because I don't have names for them, and I've already done this little swatch card. I'm just going to do a painting and we'll see how they turn out. Hopefully I can get something, you know, at least relatively decent. Since I'm using Mont Marte watercolours, I may as well use the Mont Marte watercolour paper block. This is cold pressed 100% cotton paper, so I'm giving these paints a really good chance on really nice cotton paper. I like this paper. I've used it once with the core watercolours, which are professional, and it turned out really, really vibrantly. So I think by using these ones on the same paper, it's a great way to also compare the difference between a student set and a professional set to see if there is a big difference, or if you can spend a little bit less money and buy yourself a little student set like this if you want to just start out in watercolours. So we'll find out. Now I need to think of something to draw and paint. I've got nothing at the moment, so I will come back when I've actually come up with a picture to draw. Alright, well I found a reference in my photo collection. It's a couple of purple and pink fuchsia flowers against a dark green background, so I thought that would test out some of the colours quite well, and here I am. I'm just drawing out the flowers. I'm just freehanding them, nothing too fancy here. I made a few little mistakes, but otherwise it was a fairly simple drawing. So I'm just drawing a basic outline with a mechanical pencil, rubbing out any little errors. And as I was drawing in the stamens here, I was thinking that those are going to disappear really, really quickly with the background. So after I rubbed out most of the pencil, I got some masking fluid. Now I do have a pen of it somewhere, but that seems to have gone missing as well. I don't know what I'm doing. I just cannot seem to find half of my stuff in my studio at the moment. But I found a bottle of it, and I'm using one of those rubber shapers, which I think a lot of pastel artists use, but they're also fantastic for putting on masking fluid, because the masking fluid doesn't stick to them the way it sticks to a brush. I mean, if you've ever tried painting masking fluid on with a brush, you're just going to ruin it completely. I've lost one brush by doing that. So now after it had dried, I gave the paints a little bit of spray with water just to get them activated, and I've wet the background, and I'm going in with the darkest green and then some lighter greens as well, just to get a really blurry background. And then I've used some lighter greens again for the parts where the sun was shining through. And I will be doing a couple of layers, actually 3 layers, because the paint did sink in. But that's not unusual for watercolour paint on cotton paper, I find. Usually, even with professional ones, you have to do more than 1 layer to get that really lovely depth of colour and that luminosity. They went down quite well. I found that they did lift quite easily, especially up the top around the darker areas. So I'm just adding some splotches of dark, and I went in with a little bit of what I think is indigo, and I found that that was quite a bit chalkier than the greens. But here you could see where it dried and the colour shift was quite large. So I'm going over again with more colour just to build up that depth, especially for the dark green, which dried really lightly, and a little bit more of that dark blue up the top. I then just went over with some of those grassier greens. I found that the lighter greens were a lot brighter and more transparent and seemed to be a lot more pigmented. I struggled a bit more with those middle and darker greens to get a decent layer. Now once it had dried, I used a latex glove to rub off the masking fluid. I find that the glove seems to be the most effective tool. I did use an eraser, and I did find on this paper that around the large area there, that some of the masking fluid may have still been on there, or it had roughed up the paper a little bit, and you can see it when I start painting, which is really annoying. But that pink, which looks like an opera pink to me, was really vibrant, and I really liked that colour. I wouldn't expect it to be very light fast. I imagine it would probably fade quite quickly in the sun, but for a little sketch like this, I'm not particularly bothered. And yeah, you can see there how there's texture on the paper, and that was caused by the masking fluid. So annoying. Fortunately, once everything dried, it's not so noticeable, so I just kept going. I think the pinks and the purples in this set are really nice, and I didn't need to put so much of them down as I did with some of the greens. They also re-wet a lot more easily, and they were really nice to use. I don't normally use super bright pinks because of the fact that they do disappear very quickly in the sun, but seriously, I'm not exactly planning to sell this. This was just something I wanted to do to test out the paints. And really, if you're just painting for a hobby, it's not really a big deal if your paints aren't light fast. But this is pretty much what I did on this one. Okay, I've taken it off the pad, and I might just add just a couple of little highlights here and there. Add that bit in just to tidy it up. Take some of those green bits out. Okay, so this was just a really quick little painting, more just to get an idea of how the paints will work. And I must say, I'm quite impressed with them. I found that I did have to work quite hard, you know, with the brush to scrub over it and get a decent amount of colour on the brush. So that was a bit harder than using a professional paint, which most professional ones tend to lift off quite easily and you can get a lot really quickly. Just a quick little comparison between the two. This is with the core colours, the professional paints. They're very, very bright. And this is with the Mont Marte watercolour set. Most likely student paints, but actually pretty decent all things considered. They're not too chalky. They do split a little bit just along in this pink and purple colour. And they don't really have granulation either, which I wasn't expecting anyway. I mean, you can't really tell a huge difference between them. Perhaps it would be more noticeable if I'd painted the same picture, but I just thought I wanted to paint something different. I think if you were looking for a little set to start out with, the Mont Marte 36 watercolour set is a fairly decent paint set. Can you see how some of them, after they've been wet, they've actually cracked? I would say that indicates that there is a bit of a chalky filler in there, which has done that. But nonetheless, they're okay. I think they would be fine for travelling, for a sketchbook, when you're learning, when you're practicing. Actually, what is more important than the paint is the paper. I used 100% cotton paper, and it makes all the difference. So if you're going to spend money on something, please buy decent paper, because even professional paints won't work well on crappy paper. If you've got good paper, you can get away with slightly cheaper paints and still get a pretty good result out of it. The background is 3 layers, and I did use quite a bit. The pink was quite saturated on its own, so I didn't have to use quite as much on the flowers themselves. But they layer fairly well. They do lift a bit, probably more than professional paints will. That can also be the type of pigment that's used in the paint, and also I think the filler does create a little bit more lifting, which can actually be quite useful if you want to rub out your mistakes and start again. So yeah, they're pretty good for beginners, and they are a set that I will probably use a little bit more because I quite liked it. I really love the box it comes in. I could almost see if I decided that, you know, I didn't really care so much for them. You can always pull them out and fill them up with professional colours, so I will definitely keep this palette. If you've used professional paints, they do feel like a step down, but otherwise they're decent. Well, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope this has been informative and you've learned something. Leave comments down below if you want to say anything about these, and I'd really appreciate a thumbs up, and also if you can click on that subscribe button, that would be awesome. Thank you again. I'll swatch you later. Bye!